Can you talk about the difficulty of putting together the pieces of someone's story who spent their life trying to not be found?
Yeah, I know. I had no idea how long it would take to write this book about Ona Judge. And when I first began this process, I didn't know if I would have enough to actually write a book. And from beginning to end, it took about 9 years of research and writing. And the reality is that Ona Judge was a fugitive, and she spent 50 years or more in hiding and didn't really want to be found. So that's always extremely difficult. I was fortunate in that my first book was about how Black women became free in the North. And it really sort of prepared me, I think, to spend the time that was needed to track Ona, but to also fill in the gaps where there wasn't necessarily an archival document. And I think that for those of us who do early African American history, we're called upon to do that. We kind of have to, in order to fill in spaces and read between lines, because so often African American women in particular are silent in the archives. They're not there. So fortunately, there are a number of scholars, myself included, who now are able to kind of fill in those voids. So I've told Ona's story, but I've also told the story of others who were fugitives or enslaved or free living in the North.
Can you talk about the impact of literature and libraries in particular on your life?
I think one of my favorite places in the world is the library. It gave me a space when I was young to not simply just kind of get lost in text, although I did and enjoyed it. But I think it also gave me a place to sort of learn how to be a student, and to learn to be patient, right? To read a story from the beginning to the end.